My dad's voice cut through the laughter like a slap. "You only sent 50 cents, he shouted, loud enough for the whole backyard to hear. Everyone froze. Forks hovered midair. Glasses paused halfway to lips. Then he added, holding up his phone like some kind of twisted trophy, "Serena sends $4,000 a month." My mouth opened to speak. "It was me," I said, just above a whisper. But my mom didn't even let me finish. Her words landed fast and sharp. "Stop trying to steal her credit." That night, I stopped the payments. And by the next month, everything unraveled. My name is Summer, and I'm 28 now. For as long as I can remember, I've tried to be the reliable daughter, the steady one, the one who didn't need anything, didn't complain, and never caused trouble. When I left home at 20 on a scholarship, I didn't ask for help. When I worked 2 jobs to get through grad school, I kept my head down and pushed forward. I was the one who remembered birthdays, called every week just to check in, and quietly sent money when I knew the bills were tight. No one had to ask. Meanwhile, there was Serena, my younger sister. She's 26 now, beautiful, magnetic, the kind of person who lights up a room without trying. She dropped out of college, floated from job to job, and eventually moved back in with our parents. But somehow, despite it all, she was still the golden child, the favorite, the one everyone seemed to rally around. When I landed my first real job in tech, I finally had the financial stability to give back in a meaningful way. So, without making a fuss, I started sending my parents $4,000 a month. I set up a recurring transfer from my account to theirs, quiet, simple, consistent. I didn't want recognition. I wasn't looking for applause. I just wanted to help. After everything they had done to raise us, I felt like it was my turn to show up for them. When I first told them what I was doing, I was clear. This money will come every month. It's from me. No strings attached. My mom said, "How sweet." "Thank you." My dad barely acknowledged it. A blink, maybe. No emotion. I figured that was just how they were. Reserved, not very expressive. Months passed, then years, until my mom's birthday barbecue. I took time off work, booked a flight, brought her favorite cake from her favorite bakery. The backyard was buzzing with life, friends, family, neighbors. The air was warm with the smell of grilled food and laughter. Then came the clink of glass. My dad stood up holding his drink, grinning. He started toasting Serena, going on about how proud he was of her. I smiled politely even though I was used to hearing it. But then something shifted. His face turned serious. "You only sent 50 cents, he barked across the yard, staring right at me. Confused murmurs spread through the guests. He held up his phone. "Serena sends $4,000. What do you even contribute?" My stomach dropped. My breath caught. "I was the one sending the money," I said, my voice shaking. Before I could say more, my mom snapped. "Stop trying to steal her credit." Serena stood off to the side with our cousin Jennifer, arms crossed, a smug little smile playing on her lips. I didn't argue. I couldn't. I just turned and walked inside. That night, I logged into my banking app and canceled the transfers. If they truly believed Serena had been supporting them all along, then let her do it now. Weeks passed. No one called. No one asked why the money stopped. Not a word from either of them. Then, in the middle of a work meeting, my phone lit up. My dad. I let it go to voicemail, but when I listened later, his voice was cold. "We're short on rent this month. Your mom says the bank must have messed something up. You usually send it before the 3rd. It's the 12th. I called him back. "That money was from me. Not Serena," I said. Silence. "Then don't lie," he snapped. "She said you only ever sent pocket change." I clenched my jaw. I wanted to scream, but instead I stayed calm. "Ask her for proof," I said, then hung up. 10 minutes later, my phone rang again. It was Serena. She was livid. "What's your problem?" she spat. I didn't raise my voice. "You let them believe I only sent 50 cents, I said. She didn't deny it. You're always the favorite, Summer, she said bitterly. I just wanted something of my own. So, you lied. For years. She didn't even blink. They don't care about the money, she said flatly. They care about the story. I gave them that. That night, I didn't sleep. I lay awake staring at the ceiling, trying to piece together how I'd spent years trying to be dependable, responsible, only to be erased by a lie. Then Jennifer sent me a screenshot from the family group chat. Serena had written, convinced her to stop sending money. Let them fall now that I've won. And just like that, everything became crystal clear. I hadn't just been forgotten. I'd been played. So, I made a plan. That weekend, I booked a flight and flew home without telling anyone. The house looked rundown. The paint on the porch was peeling. The lawn hadn't been mowed in weeks. It was obvious that money had been tight since I stopped the payments. My mom opened the door, surprise flickering across her face. Did you bring a check? She asked. I smiled. Just visiting. We made small talk, danced around the obvious, but the tension hung heavy in the air like a storm waiting to break. That Sunday night, I asked them both to sit down. I pulled out my tablet and set it gently on the table between us. My parents looked up, uncertain. I tapped the screen and a file opened. Pages of bank statements, months and years of transfers. Each one showed my name, my account, and $4,000 sent regularly. Their eyes scanned the screen in silence. My mom blinked rapidly. My dad leaned closer, his expression shifting from confusion to disbelief. Then I swiped to the next image. Jennifer's screenshot from the family group chat. The message from Serena lit up the screen like a confession, convinced her to stop sending money. Let them fall now that I've won. They sat frozen. My mom's face crumpled. Tears spilled before she could catch them. My dad went pale, the color draining from his face like he'd seen a ghost. I didn't gloat. I didn't raise my voice. I just spoke the truth. You believed her, I said quietly. You humiliated me in front of everyone. You never once asked if it was true. I stood up, my heart pounding, not with anger anymore, but with resolve. I didn't come for an apology, I told them. I came to say goodbye. You chose your golden daughter. Now you get to live with that choice. And I walked out. 3 weeks passed. Not a word from either of them. Just silence. Then one afternoon my phone rang. Aunt Catherine. She was furious. Apparently my mom had called her in tears, desperate for help. They were about to lose the house. Serena had disappeared, run off to Florida. My mom had finally confessed everything. All the lies, all the money that had actually come from me. The truth laid bare when it was too late. And Catherine didn't hold back. I can't believe you let that girl lie while your real daughter paid the bills, she said, her voice shaking. And you shamed her in front of everyone. I felt sick. That house had been my childhood. I could still picture the birthdays on the lawn, the sound of bike wheels scraping down the driveway, the smell of popcorn during sleepovers. It wasn't just a house. It was a piece of me. Now it was falling apart just like everything else. Then Serena messaged me, Summer, hope you're happy. Now they're blaming me. No apology, no ownership, just the same old smug deflection. A week later, my dad called. I let it ring 3 times before I answered. His voice sounded empty, worn down. We're going to lose the house, he said. There was a pause, then something quieter. It's not about the money. Why didn't you tell us earlier? I nearly laughed, but it caught in my throat. I did, at the barbecue. You called me a liar. Mom said I was stealing Serena's credit. Silence. You chose a story over your daughter, I said. He didn't argue. Then cautiously, he asked, can we fix this? I let the words hang in the air for a moment before answering. That's not a question for me, I said. Ask yourselves and maybe a therapist. And I hung up. Eventually, they lost the house. Moved in with my mom's sister, someone they used to ridicule, used to roll their eyes at for living beneath them. Funny how pride melts away when you're desperate and out of options. Serena? She's living it up in Florida, sailing with some guy she met online, posing on yachts, posting filtered selfies like she didn't just detonate our entire family and walk away from the ashes. I didn't block my parents. I didn't send them angry texts or long-winded messages. I didn't cuss them out or make them beg. I just stopped calling, stopped caring. I gave them exactly what they gave me for years: silence. And then a few weeks ago, something unexpected arrived. A letter, handwritten, from my mom. It wasn't long, but it was raw. It was real. She said she was wrong, that she'd clung to a fantasy and ignored what was right in front of her, that she let Serena's lies drive a wedge between us, that she mistook my silence for coldness, that she hoped someday I might be able to forgive her. I didn't respond. Not right away, but over time something softened in me because the truth was I never wanted revenge. I just wanted peace. And maybe, just maybe, this is where it begins. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the story, like the video and subscribe to our channel. This is Revenge Scales, where justice always finds its way. See you next time. Asterisk.